Hello and welcome to MIP TV, and this is Meet the Trainers, where I talk to the trainers and the training staff at Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy. And with me today is Julia Tolly. So thank you very much for taking the time to join me, Julia.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience as a TA therapist.
Okay. So my background is in HR. I was in HR management for a long time, and I really enjoyed the development side of HR, seeing people grow. At the same time, I was interested in how we can do that in a more professional setting. So I started on my journey as a psychotherapist in 1996 as a trainee in the West Midlands, and concluded that and came out the other end of the long CTA journey and became a fully fledged psychotherapist. Along that journey, I got interested in training, because in my HR role I'd always had a development edge to my role, and that got reignited really, having come out the other end of my psychotherapy training. And so I did what we call in the TA world a TEW, a training endorsement workshop, to become a TA trainer and supervisor. I'd already supervised for many years anyway with other qualifications, and that started me on the journey. And at the same time I joined MIP as a trainer, and that was in 2013, 2014.
It sounds quite a journey and quite an extensive, thorough background, and yeah, I think it's worth reminding people that to be a TA trainer, you have to take a TA exam almost, don't you? You have to be accredited as a TA trainer.
You do, by your senior peers, over a period of 3 days. I've been observed whilst you teach and supervise colleagues, and they endorse you, and that's the endorsement that allows you to train other people in TA and psychotherapy.
It's really interesting contrast to people going down the route of I guess the Cert Ed. This is something, a Cert Ed, which is a teaching qualification. This is a teaching qualification that specifically endorses you to teach the theory. Yes,
it does, yeah. So that's why it's a thorough. You need a thorough grounding in what we do from a very a life experience position rather than heading a book position. So
yes. Yes, which is what a lot of the work that psychotherapists do, isn't it? It's grounded very much in experience. There is theory, but it's grounded in experience. Yeah, so you mentioned that you taught at Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy since 2013.
Yeah, 2013, 2014 was when I started my journey there. Trainers who have responsibility for each year group have their weekend breaks. As a visiting trainer, that could mean that we go into any training year to do any module, which gives a variety of experience, not only to the trainees because they see different styles of training and different methods of training, but also for me as a practitioner, engaging with different types of learners, which is one of the areas that I'm really interested in how people learn.
Yes, and it sounds to me like you teach over the entire course suites and also the importance of students meeting different trainers and different training styles. Why do you think that's important?
I think, there's different types of learners, first of all, and so different learners will take something from each part of the module or part of the teach that you do, and also so that they don't become dependent necessarily on one style of training or become averse to one style of training. I think we need to get a blend which helps not only them to integrate the material in a personal way, but also to integrate it in different ways.
Absolutely, and as you say, it's acknowledging, isn't it, that people learn in different ways, different styles, and also I guess there's something, as someone who taught counselling myself, something about people taking an aspect of the trainer into themselves and that way of being. Yeah.
My model of self really has been a blend of all of the people that have been in my life, and that will include my own trainers and my own therapists and supervisors. And that's what we see as good modelling.
Absolutely. So it seems very thorough. You've talked about your experience of teaching. I ask everybody this because mainly because I'm just nosy. I'll be really honest. Do you have a favourite piece of theory, something that's kind of amused to you at the moment?
Yeah, I'm very interested in neurochemistry, neuroscience, and one of the things that I've found that I've been doing more and more is mapping over the new research that's emerging from brain mapping and the way in which we're now having affirmed the theories, really, from people like Bowlby and Ainsworth, from attachment theory point of view, from Eric Byrne, who talked about holding two states at the same time, that are all now being affirmed by our new theory. And so I introduce that wherever I can in my training programme. So talking about script, which parts of the brain are being activated when we're accessing historic material, when we're learning new things, what part of the brain is growing at that time. And I really enjoy that and talk about things from multi-perspectives, really. At the moment, I'm interested in how babies form attachments, and Margot Sunderland's ideas mapped across Bowlby's ideas, Dan Siegel, and Panksepp, who I have a particular interest in the attachment circuitries in the brain and what's going on when a client who might have attachment deficits, let's say, who might be presenting in a way that's anxious or depressed. In classical TA theory, we might think about that from a life position's point of view, but from a neurological point of view, we're accessing different parts of the brain here that may or may not have full opportunity to access all of the pathways. So certain pathways become activated and others become redundant. And that's really a style that I'm introducing into the work I'm doing.
It's absolutely fascinating. I wish I could sit with you and talk all day about this, because it is a particular interest of mine, the neuroscience, and something that's kind of got the title of, the fourth force in psychology, this idea of how our brains and how the therapy alter our brains. I could talk with you all day, but time alas is limited. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me. And Julia Tolly, just thank you very much.
Thank you too, Rory.